Welcome back to Brand Decoded Show. It's been a while that I've posted one of these videos, but instead of dwelling about it, I'm just gonna dive into the next episode. I'm doing them a little bit more structured. I have like my writing scripts. I do these like 1,000 words a day. And this one is from Monday. So let's dive right into it. Takes $0 to start a business on the internet. You can cash flow from day one, and there is a reason why I'm suggesting people to start a service-based business. Besides that, you can sometimes encounter a very daunting client and some assholes along the way. There is a good thing, and that good thing is that you'll get to meet a lot of high-quality entrepreneurs along the way. And as you are meeting them, as you're solving their problems, you are learning how to solve problems for your own future business. That is like clear as a day. So I'll give it a retrospective. Danko keeps talking about him failing 7 times. I'm personally very much against any kind of failures. If you are failing, you are feeling bad about yourself. The failure itself is putting you in a situation where you are not increasing your self-worth. Your frequency is going down. The very fact that we're using word failure is probably not a good vibration. We don't want to fail. What you want is to be paid to learn on the job. And I'm not talking about a job for the client that you're learning on his project. While that can happen too, but you are getting paid to learn while you're doing what you're doing best. Because let's say you're building websites for clients. As you're building a website for a new client, you get to learn about their business, and through that experience, you are getting new ideas and synthesizing concepts that are going to allow you to create your own company tomorrow. So consider service providing as a stepping stone towards true entrepreneurship, because you will get exposed to hundreds of different offers that other people have, and it will take some time to marinate your own idea, right? So it will allow you to see the concepts that are working already, and it will give you some idea. And more importantly, it will give you permission to do what you want to do when you decide that there is something that you want to try. Because at the end of the day, what is an offer? Offer is a document where you are showcasing to the prospective buyer what is the benefit of them acquiring your product or service. That is an offer. That, like, what is the conglomerate of benefits that are coming in front of the, pardon me over here, in front of the prospect that could or could not buy. There needs to be a problem that you can solve, which is one thing. And then the second thing, there is an actual will on the side of the buyer that they want to purchase a product or a service that you are pitching. So I've seen this with some of the people that I've worked with in the past, that they are overcomplicating this step by creating an offer that is almost impossible for them to create, and then they fumble in the process. Keep your offer simple. Sell what is already selling. Don't overcomplicate this step. And one simple offer that is selling for me like crazy is web design. Like, people build 252,000 websites per day. Every day there's 252,000 websites created. The addressable market size for web design services is $40 billion. It's a micro market, but it's consistent. Like, I've been providing web design as a service for the past 15 years. So It's very stable. As a matter of fact, the number of websites and just the sheer volume of the high level websites that are needed on the market is like pretty massive. But there's other things you can do. It's just this is an idea. Uh, this is an idea that I'm putting into your head. So if you decide to start a business, that is one of the things that you could do. There's many other things like video editing, copywriting, content creation, SEO, like you name it. There's so many businesses that you can do. And the funny thing about a website, it's kind of like a conglomerate of all these services together, because if someone needs a website, they also need a copy. If they also need a copy, they also need an offer. If they need that, they probably need SEO as well. So website is more like a group of different services banded together. The problems you face. So you can choose difficulty level to create a learning curve that will enable you to meet the state of the flow, which is very funny. You can choose what kind of clients you can work with, and you choose the difficulty level of what you can solve. So the internet is massive, right? And you can pick a problem, write up everything that you know as a solution, start posting that content on LinkedIn and Twitter, and people notice that you are showcasing the expertise. So one way to do this is to post client results, but the other way to do that is to post your thinking process. You don't have to only post your portfolio pieces. Like, you can showcase to the client, how do you think about the customer service? What is your philosophy about it? And those that resonate with it can naturally gravitate towards you being their service provider. Trust me when I say I've closed a lot through Twitter alone just by posting content. It's just endless source of opportunities for people. So the thing is, if you just know how to make banners and you're starting out, you can make banners for $50, $100. We've seen people on Twitter that are making big bank just by creating simple profile pictures. Like, if you're just basic design, but you have to get into the habit of selling. And instead of blasting DMs like an idiot or just like cold pitching people, there's absolutely no need for that. Make a lead list, 200 people that you think you would like to work with, put them on a list, start engaging with them every day. They'll naturally come back to you, post a few results, post a few testimonials while you're posting your regular content, and boom, like, you created enough of the attention to close some deals. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. Like, show up, engage, give value, let the value come back to you, capture some attention, sell. It's literally that simple. So marketing knowledge requires a level of verbal intelligence that too few people can attain quickly. This, what I was telling you, is designed to get you a $2,000 project, $5,000 project, maybe even $10,000 project if you're showcasing your expertise in an intelligent way. There's the basics of the marketing. For you to sell a product, it's a long-winded process. I just finished my web design course called Profitable Websites from Scratch. It's gonna be in the show notes. But I can tell you, it took me 15 years to know everything that I know about SEO, copywriting, and website creation and design, and 2 months of writing everything down. And I'm a subject matter expert because I've been in the field for 15 years. Not a lot of people can say that. And still took me good 2 months to assemble, have my design team compile all the graphical assets and videos into a course that I feel comfortable selling. So a lot of people will think like, oh, well, you can just make a course and then I can sell that course for $50 and I can sell 3,000 of those and I'll make money. The thing is, now that I did create a course, I'm actually attacking all the possible pain points that I can introduce to the audience, solve their problem, and then do the marketing. Marketing is like a long-winded game. It's not something that happens overnight. My previous course on how to get leads and how to get more business sold relatively well without me doing a lot of research because of the ingrained authority that I had. Not a lot of people have that authority. If you haven't been posting content for a while, I think that creating a course is one of the most challenging things you can do, because you might go through the what a lot of people that are creating courses are going through, which is the imposter syndrome. Once I've seen that, like, there are some people out there that shouldn't be creating courses and have created them, but a lot of people that are starting out, they are facing the imposter syndrome hitting them hardcore. And the end result is a subpar course that's not helping their brand, because the first iteration of a product is not going to be the best one. So why would you go through the gyration of making something bad, making yourself feel bad, when you could land a good client and get paid immediately through the sheer power of the internet? That's why I think that getting into service providing first and then figuring out what you will scale your business into later when you have more relevant experience is a healthier path to go. And it's also a path that I've been through and that allowed me to get to a point where I'm at today, where I'm feeling very comfortable about creating content, figuring out like how our agency is niching down in a specific industry vertical, and figuring out what kind of a SaaS we're going to build next, software as a service company. So a lot of creators are going to say you have a $100,000 idea trapped in your head, but you will have really hard time getting that $100,000 out if your marketing, direct response marketing skills are not up to snuff. That is not easy. Like, getting direct response marketing skills down to a working level is not easy. It's not mystical. It's not something that is impossible to do, but it does take time. It requires some level of experience. So without getting into that experience, let's say if you have a skill that warrants a $3,000 to $5,000 service, you definitively have $100,000 trapped in your head that you can extract and pay your rent this month. It doesn't have to be a long-winded process of a sprint of you doing content and you doing a course and a product. No, like, you can close a client today or tomorrow and get paid a down payment of $1,500 immediately. It doesn't have to be such a long-winded process, whether you're doing web design or copywriting or video editing, it doesn't matter. There is someone out there that has a legitimate need for their business, and they are trying to cut down the time to execution, or they're doing other things and they need someone to help them to get that done as well. So starting a service-based business, the skill you offer as a service is not as relevant as supporting skills you will learn along the way. That sentence hits hard because service-based business doesn't take you to have a large audience. There is a need and there is a service, supply and demand. And when these two meet, your number of followers does not matter. The size of your CRM does not matter. So let's think about the ecosystem. What are we doing? What is the ecosystem? Observe things that create a service-based business. Clutch, Upwork, website, cold email, LinkedIn posts, Twitter threads, Instagram carousels, search engine optimization. Pick 3 of these and go gang ho. Like, don't pick one. Don't just do one thing. Do 3 things, because it will stabilize your ecosystem. You will have enough leads. So I still, to this day, even on a Sunday, I do a sales call. And this is a part of my 1 sales call per day philosophy. And I did have a sales call today and it went well. And I was like really happy about it. So it just creates an environment in which you are talking to the qualified people. So it's not a chore. Like, if you're having 1 qualified prospect conversation per day, you will close 1 client per week. It's not that hard. But in order to have 1 call per day, you will have to have 3 or 4 leads that are interested and that you have to put them through a qualification form where you are getting people that you either really want to work with or that are ready to buy. So you need to have more than a couple of leads per day so that you can pick one and to book your calendar and have it pumped up for the whole next week. So you need to pick a few of these, start executing relentlessly. If you're a beginner, here's the three ones that I think are really good. Cold email, couple of $100 a month infrastructure, really good, gives you some level of scale. You can test offers that don't require a sales call. Something like, we'll do an audit for you for $200, $300. You can always like count on cold email being an eternal source of your revenue. I haven't done a lot of cold email. I like my personal experience with cold email is that you can book calls for sure, but it feels more like networking. We do cold email for backlinks. It's a reliable, proven, and tested channel. Highly recommend for beginners to get their feet wet into having enough people to talk to. And then you're going through the nurturing sequence. The problem that I had with cold email is that if your ticket size is like higher than $5,000, it doesn't work. So if you're selling cheap stuff and you have like a B2B SaaS or whatever, like that's something that's like a cheap service, cold email all day. The other one that I recommend to beginners costs some money. Cold email also costs money, $200-300 a month. The Upwork is the alternative, especially if you have a scale and you can prove it. Upwork will allow you to send 5 proposals, 10 proposals per day at $200-300 a month budget, but will also teach you how direct response works. If you send a proposal and within a half an hour you don't get a response, forget about it. Just move on to the next one. Send about 5 a day. Try to get like 1 reply per day, that you're receiving 1 or 2 replies per day, so that you know that you're doing a good job with the cover letter and a profile. So that's a good one. I typically land still to this day, because my VAs are applying for all these jobs. We get like 2-3 appointments per week, and I'm not taking those appointments anymore. My executive assistant does this for all the Upwork leads, because they're not our fit anymore. We prefer some higher profile clients that actually can afford their services. So like people that are calling us from Google Ads or from organic listings. But Upwork has allowed us to build a massive business, and I'm like ever grateful to the platform. No hard feelings over there. And the one that I didn't mention in this list that I wrote down is the Google My Business. So if you're a little bit more advanced and you are dead set, I'll be providing this service for next 3 to 5 years. Setting up a Google My Business in a good location that you can validate that you own and operate will set you for long-term success. So if you type out Web Design Chicago, you're going to find us in the TriPack, and we get like 3 to 6 calls per week from prospects that actually want to buy services from us and that are qualified. Like $20,000, $30,000 deals are coming our way from that Google My Business listing. I might in the future create a course specific for the Google Maps, because it's a meta skill. Once you know how to do it for yourself, it's easy to sell it to other people too and sell it as a service. It's a really good one. Technically, if you have like local clients, you can make like product bundles for $1,500 to $2,000 per month. And if you know what you're doing, it's relatively easy to guarantee the results. So one of my favorite models of making money. I want to get you clear. When you start a business, you need to have really good clarity as to what is the purpose of the business. The business itself is not the delivery of service. The business itself is finding prospective clients and closing those clients into customers, and how many clients find you. That is the primary purpose of the business, is to be visible, because this is like a step one. If your business does not exist in your customer's mind, your business does not exist. The primary KPI is not did you deliver a deliverable for a client. It is how many prospective clients did you find. That is the number one deliverable that you as a business owner need to ensure that it is happening. If you need to shovel for leads, shovel. If you need to send cold emails and cold DMs, do it. You need to exist. Shy people die in business. You cannot be shy in business. You have to do whatever it takes to get people aware that your business exists. That is the primary purpose of the business, is to make its prospective customers aware of its existence. That is more important than the delivery, because if you fail on a delivery, the asymmetry of information is stacked in your favor. One bad client can even talk badly about you, but if you're out producing that bad vibe, you are getting seen and closing new clients. It's like having infinite shots on target. Just the nature of the internet that allows something like that. I'm not advocating for you to do a bad job when you do get the client. I'm advocating for you to do a good job so you can retain that client. But the thing is, droughts and feast and famine cycles are real. And the larger your business gets, the more painful these feast and famine cycles can be. So you focus on the delivery so you can stabilize your revenue. But if you have like a one-off service, copywriting, and let's say your copywriting package is $10,000, and once you finish it, the customer doesn't want to keep paying you sometimes. When you finish a website, the customer is not going to pay you $10,000 every month. They're just going to pay you $10,000 once, and maybe they're going to give you a retainer fee for $200 or $500 per month. Like, it's just the nature of the game. Like, in certain services, when you are small and starting out, you likely won't be able to provide a holistic service. So back to the next step. The mind space continuum is the surface area of your business. Imagine these touch points. Imagine how email hits the inbox of your prospective buyer. He reads that subject line. The reading of that subject line prompts him to open the email, and he has a neurochemical reaction to the content you wrote. You need to send a message that will invoke a mental response. You have to understand that technology is not fully connected with just being a delivery mechanism. It is also a psychological, spiritual connection with that lead. And the message you're sending him is what's making a difference. It doesn't matter if you're using a pigeon carrier to deliver him a message, but if he gets a neurochemical reaction from what he's reading, even from a pigeon carrier, and he's like, these guys actually did that, right? So, for example, even our Upwork cover letters are starting with a testimonial. We moved our client's business from $50,000 to $100,000 per month. Boom. To someone who is a business owner that is a qualified customer for us, they know that these things are possible and palatable. So I want my ideal client profile to see that in every message. We're putting that into cold email, we're putting that into Upwork cover letters, into Upwork profile. All of the messaging is consistent. We know what our customers want. They want more money. So we're communicating more money back to them. Make sense? All right, so mind space continuum. You need to materialize ideas in your prospect's mind as to what they can get and expect from you. That is that neurochemical reaction. Go to the bottom of that idea. This idea is your business. Your business is not the website you create. Your business is not a copy that you create. Your business is drilling down this idea in your customer's head so your phone rings, so you create demand, so your Stripe notifications, cha-ching, get you paid. You can figure about everything else later after you get paid. You can hire people to do the job. You will be an ethical business owner. I don't want you to go out there and listen to crazy advice about being an OnlyFans manager or doing some other nefarious, stupid shit that doesn't add value to the world. I want you to create value. But in order to survive, you need to capture the attention. That is how you are staying in business. And you only need to get it right once. Once you figure out what is it that you're doing, once you have a reliable mechanism to drive traffic back to your offer, you need to repeat as much as you can, as boring as it gets. You need to repeat. Once you start getting more money, automate that repetition process by standing where the water flows. And where does the water flow? Water flows on Google. That is where you capture. You have to have some money, either for SEO or for pay-per-click. Why? Because there is a finite number of people that are putting into Google search the exact words that are describing their pain that your service is solving. Your service is solving their pain. So if I'm selling web design, I am showing up when people are looking for a web design agency Chicago, web design Chicago. Like, that is where I'm showing up, and I'm also paying for ads. When you have the capital, this is the only automation that you need. So you don't have to send more cold emails. So you don't have to send more cold DMs. At start, you have to shovel. Later, you can get smart about it, so you buy back your time because you have enough money. So you always have a constant flow of fresh leads. The purpose of your business is to consistently have healthy flow of leads coming your way. Everything else, you're being lazy. You're procrastinating on the number one thing needed to succeed and survive, which is eyeballs with pain. People with pain coming to your solution. That is business. That is all that it is to it. Everything outside of this is procrastination. Multiply this across different channels. Do it on Facebook ads, do it on retargeting, do it on display, do it on TikTok. I don't care. Be everywhere. You can use the content as the vessel. And content is not the end all be all, but it helps a lot. So keep posting. When starting a company, people often talk about offers. Offers are part product, part marketing. They're not marketing, they're not a product. Product is what the customer gets. That's a delivery, that's a website, is a product. But an offer is a promise, and your offer needs to have a sense of outcome of what they will get. I was failing on this one. Like, the reason why I was so successful is because I was only talking to the prospects that are at the bottom of the funnel. They already knew that they were going to buy. So I was picking up crumbs, like literally, because these people, there's this philosophy that I had, is that people that arrive to Upwork are people that are trying to save money hardcore, or they're not networked enough that they actually have to resort to a platform to find the solution to a specific problem. Some of the problems are so easily accessible. There's like millions of web design agencies out there, millions, and they exist because there is a demand. So it's really funny that once someone needs a website and they go to Upwork, like 9 out of 10 times, they are not qualified customer for me, or maybe 1 in 20 times. But they are actually oftentimes pretty non-network people. They are not on social media. Like, I can validate that a lot of people that are on Upwork, they are not on social media. So they're not the same type of customer that you would find on social media. Like, you don't have a competition when you're over there. Easier to close. But the problem is sometimes they're cheap. Honest to God truth. So, but the offer, like, you can shoot the offers, you can test your offers, you can build a productized service on Upwork, and you will see what people will want to buy, what will they find valuable. You can ask them, if you're talking to these people, you can ask them, hey, can you shoot me over the offers that other people sent you? And can you tell me, why did you purchase from another person and not from me? It can give you an idea of what people find valuable. Talking to people, you get the idea. So Like there's some scammy offers out there. I will help you add $20,000 a month in revenue with 95% margin. Like some of these offers like sound crazy, right? And then if you sell some offer that sounds like $20,000 per month in revenue with 95% margin, it's like crazy. Like who does that? Internet does allow you to do that, but like what are you selling? So at the end, you end up being a screenshot on a growth guru's uh, page. Like you just bought the growth guru's course. Yeah, think about it. Don't create scammy, unethical offers. Make offers that are palatable, believable, where you're actually delivering value. Whether it's you doing the work or someone else, doesn't matter. Make sure that the offer that your business creates is ethical. There's so much scams out there, you don't want to be another scammer. Spiritually, you don't want to scam people. Like you want to deliver good to the world and bring that good and honesty into your dealings, and it will pay back tenfold. Like you can trust me on this one. I sleep well at night. I don't have any bad vibes. That's like all there is to me. But still create offers. Offer creation is a skill, like any other skill. And good offer is like a virus. And this one, when you have an object of desire and you're flaunting the object of desire in front of the prospect's face, he wants it. He comes to buy from you because he wants that. Like you need to do the guesswork of what is valuable to another person, and then you strategically position that messaging that signifies to him that he knows that you got it. So you have to have something if you want to create a good offer and infect that person's mind. Things needed for a simple service-based business: an offer, a landing page, calendar software, body of work to show, can be from your previous job, and enough free time on your hands to find new business opportunities. That is it. Those 5 things, that is all that it takes. Keep it simple, apply yourself on a daily basis, find ways to create opportunities to plug your offer to the prospective customer. The rest will take care of itself. Trust the process. Brian Decoded over and out. If you watched up until now, you are amazing. Love you. Leave it in the comments. I'm gonna follow you wherever you are. You guys are the best. Have a good night.